Previously on the Infinite Escape Room.
As unblemished as his head.
What's definitely a colour?
We dump the milk in, right? Milk is both sweet and sort of creamy.
Oh.
This motivational speech was brought to you by...
You're listening to a straight white guy with a microphone, an opinion, and an unwashed ass. It must be a podcast. Hello, and welcome to the Infinite Escape Room, the puzzling podcast that scratches the spots other podcasts can't reach. If you're joining us for the first time, the premise is simple. Every other week, we present a custom-made audio escape room for our rogues gallery of solvers. They must solve the puzzles in the time given to them, or they fail, and it makes things really awkward between us. Then, on the off weeks, we hunker down for a drink, a debrief, and a bit of a chat with the kind of boneless that only a bottle of wine can provide. My name is Jamie Gibbs. I'm your puzzle maestro for this episode, and I'm currently writing a musical based on Donald Trump's recent conviction and possible jail time. I'm calling it the Cell Block Tango. And our guests this week are the dynamic double act that is Review the Room. Arguably the UK's premier escape room review blog, and I'm not just saying that because they're staring at me with murderous intent through the screen right now. No introduction I give them could do them justice, so I'll let them introduce themselves.
Well, I'm a very dull person, so I'm Gord from Review the Room, so I'm half of Review the Room, I guess, and I am the official ambassador for Earth to the Intergalactic Federation of Planets.
See, that came off a bit too smoothly off the cuff, so I think that's probably a true fact. There's no way that you could just improvise that on the fly, so I fully believe that.
Quite right too.
And I am Liz. I am the other half of Review the Room, which I guess would make me the room.
The room.
Yeah. I really shouldn't be telling you this, but I'm not actually an actor. I am a secret agent for an underground organization that protects the world from evil wizards.
I mean, you consider that a scoop on the Infinite Escape Room. We'll do our best to protect your identity.
You heard it here first.
The listenership isn't that great, so your secret's still safe with us. And thank you both on for coming. It's bloody good to have you on again.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It has, yeah. So for listeners, listen to Gord and Liz, who appeared on the podcast last year, I think it was, when they were battling a group of maniacal monks. We'll put the link in the show notes for you so you can check that out as well. But it's very lovely to have you back on. Hopefully you'll get out with just as much ease as you did last time. Of course, we can't do this podcast on our own. We have a revolving door of fictional and semi-legal sponsors, and this week is no different because this episode is sponsored by Super MSG. So let me ask you this, folks. Don't you just wish that sometimes your cooking would have a little bit more zhuzh with minimal effort? It just needs that little something extra to push it from amateur fuckfest to good enough for Gordon Ramsay. Well, Super MSG is here to help. It's a patented and highly secret formula that shines a spotlight on a dish's predominant feature and kicks it up to 11. Sprinkle it on your chocolate, and it's the sweetest damn thing you've ever tasted with none of the diabetes. Tip a little bit into your gin, and it triples the alcohol content in seconds, getting you blotto at a fraction of the cost. You can shove a spoonful directly into your mouth, and you finally see yourself the way others see you. Use with caution, as Super MSG is not liable for any therapy caused by sudden onset introspection. That's Super MSG, the gateway to deliciousness. But in all seriousness, there are people out there in the real world who listen to this on the regular and part with their hard-earned cash every month to help us keep the lights on. And shouting your opinions into the void doesn't come cheap. So I want to say a massive thank you to our Patreon sponsors, Dave Lecomte, Helen Bailey, Teresa Lander, Hill Burton, Rachel Allen, and Jess. You're all beautiful people, and I would kiss you on the mouth if it didn't violate my parole conditions. So we've done that bit, and now we're going to do the next bit. Are you both ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Then let's enter the Infinite Escape Room. Last time, you narrowly avoided becoming permanently fused with Heston fucking Blumenthal, only to be awoken as a conservative sleeper agent. Luckily, before you could do any real damage to society, you fell victim to the classic black sack over the head transition and you were knocked out. You come to in the middle of a brightly lit marquee. There's bunting, pastel colours, kitsch nonsense on the shelves. You seem to be stood in the aisle between a blue and a pink kitchen island, looking ahead at a table covered in a gingham cloth. All of a sudden, who should walk in but Paul Hollywood? Hello, bakers. Look, I'll be frank. I need you to make a cake for our beloved Mary Berry's 90th birthday. Now, I want it to be special, so we're going to use her original award-winning recipe. But she's only going to hidden the recipe as well as all the ingredients, the cheeky mare. Look, you'll probably find all you need in the communal area behind you. But we want this to be extra secret and extra special, so I need you to find the recipe and bake the cake. You've got about 30 minutes before we find her and give out the surprise. Oh, there's one more thing. This is serious business. If you try to leave the tent, you won't get far. The BBC has set up snipers all around the grounds. Or was that Channel 4 now? It's hard to keep track of who owns this fucking show. Anyway, good luck. On your marks, get set, bake. What would you like to do?
I've no idea if that's a good accent because we've never actually watched the show, but I was impressed by it regardless.
I was.
It was amazing. It was amazing. It was with pinpoint accuracy. Paul Hollywood, and anyone will tell you.
Okay, the first thing I always like to do, you said there's a table with a gingham cloth on it.
Yes.
Can we whip off the cloth and see if there's anything hiding underneath the cloth or under the table?
Certainly. So you walk over to the gingham cloth, which is at the end of the marquee. You notice that it's a sort of a sturdy table, about the same size as the workstations you were stood next to, and it's sort of that simple gingham cloth over it. Before you rip the tablecloth off, you do see that there is a cake stand ready for your cake with a little photograph of you in front of it. You can still rip off the cloth if you'd like.
I don't know. It sounds like we'd damage the cake stand.
Yeah, I would move the cake stand before you rip off the cloth.
Maybe.
Or are you going to try to do a magic trick?
Oh, magic trick. Can we whip off the cloth and leave the cake stand and our picture still standing?
Absolutely. So you whip off the cloth with the dexterity of a Spanish bullfighter, screaming, "Toro, Toro!" And the cake stand and the photograph still remain perfectly intact. You now have a gingham cloth in your possession. It looks like it's gingham. Whether that's that a material or a pattern, it's gingham, and it's in your hands.
Okay, we have the cloth. That is half the battle.
Oh.
So can we have a look and see what's on the blue table or island, please?
Sure. So the blue kitchen island is sort of an elaborate kitchen workstation that's kitted out with an oven and a solid worktop with an induction hob and a mixing bowl on top. On that blue workstation, there's got an oven in the center. There's 2 large drawers on the left of the oven, and then 3 small drawers that are sort of stacked vertically on the right side of the oven.
Right.
Can we check in the drawers, please?
When you go to look in the drawers, and you find that most of them are stuck shut. There's no handles or really anything on them. The only one that is open is the middle drawer on the right-hand side is open. Everything else is shut.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything in this open middle drawer?
It is empty.
Well, that's no bloody help. Okay, shall we have a look at the other island and see what's the dealio there?
Was there a cupboard somewhere? Paul Hollywood said we'd find everything we needed for this recipe that we have to make up. I mean, Mary Berry's very famous classic cake recipe, which I have downstairs.
No matter knowledge. It's fine. I think you'll find that I have mitigated this, and I have.
I'm not allowed to leave that. But yeah, wasn't there a cupboard somewhere, or was that what we just looked at?
You said there was an oven, drawers and stuff.
Yeah, Paul Hollywood did mention that there was a communal area to the back of the marquee.
Oh, should we have a look in the communal area?
Yes,
Can we have a look in the communal area, please?
Sure. So the communal area contains a large fridge, a sink, and then a sort of an open pantry with some basic food staples in them.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we look at the pink table now?
Okay, fine.
Can we look at the pink island as well?
Certainly. So the pink kitchen island, again, an elaborate kitchen workstation with an oven, a solid worktop with an induction hob and a set of scales on top. What you find is that there's an oven in the center. To the left of the oven are 3 small drawers stacked vertically, and then to the right is a single large door.
Do any of those doors or drawers open?
You find that all the drawers are stuck shut, but when you look to the large door on the right, it's not stuck, but it is locked with a 5-letter word lock. There appears to be a post-it note jammed into the seam between the doors, and some of the words have been smudged over on the post-it note. I will paste it into the chat for you. Liz, if you could read this out for the audience, that would be lovely.
13 heaped dessert spoons, blank. 8-ounce brown, blank. 3 hen's eggs. 3 sifted ounces, blank. 6 teaspoons bicarbonate of soda. Mix, pour into cake tin and bake at gas mark, fuck yeah, for 5 minutes.
Definitely described.
Nailed it.
Sounds like the recipe I know.
Okay, so you make cakes.
Not like this.
Yeah. Could be something different. The oven there, does it have regular temperature dials or does it go up to fuck yeah?
You see that both ovens are currently stuck shut. You can't open them, but the dials on them do go from gas mark 1, 2, 3, 4, and fuck yeah.
Okay.
Presumably fuck yeah is bigger than gas mark 4.
Must be.
Either way, that's the one we need.
It is, at some point. Right, so what now?
Well, I guess we've sort of got a recipe. Should we look in the cupboard for the basic foodstuffs? We know we need 3 hen's eggs, so let's at least go get the eggs and the bicarbonate of soda.
You mean in the communal area?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Is there any of these things in the communal area?
Sure, you can take a look. So the communal area, you've got a fridge, a sink, and then a sort of a dry food pantry. What would you like to look in first?
The dry food pantry, I think, is what you're getting at.
Yeah. So you'd take a quick glance through the pantry, and it's got most of what you'd expect. So there's things like this hot chocolate powder, coffee, tea. There's 3 containers of white powder that have no labels on them. There's also like about a dozen bottles of gin hidden amongst all the dry foods.
Everything's better if you cook with gin.
Could we look at the 3 white powder?
Yep. You open up the 3 containers. They all contain white powder. They all look fairly the same.
Can I taste them?
Sure. You dip your finger into the first one, you taste it, and it tastes salty. You dip your finger into the second one, it tastes quite sweet. You dip your finger into the third one, and it makes your heart go 1,000 miles an hour, and it makes you want to dance until 4 a.m. with some banging tunes.
Nice.
Okay, so we've potentially got salt, sugar, and cocaine.
Yeah.
Nice.
Paul Hollywood's secret stash.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything in the fridge? Can we open it?
The fridge does open. So you open up the fridge, and I'll put this in the chat for you, but it contains about 2 dozen eggs. There's 4 cartons of milk, 2 tubs of margarine, jams of various flavors, a bottle of Frank's Red Hot sauce, and a bottle marked Super MSG.
Oh, the good shit.
Yeah.
As you close the fridge door, you do notice that on the front, written in children's fridge magnets, is this. And Gord, if you could read this out, please.
So it says BR2, PL3, B0, PL1, P0, BL1.
That's a BO and a PO.
It's a
rather
PO
than 0.
and a PO. No, no one wants PO. Okay. So Brutta, Plitta, BO. Back right to, no, I'm thinking whether that could be the induction hob and different ones, but no. Back left, back right. Can we have a look at the, I don't know, say the induction hob on the blue island, please?
Sure. So you look at the induction hob on the blue island, and it doesn't seem to actually do anything. It doesn't really switch on. The only thing that's really on there is a mixing bowl.
Stupid.
Anything in or under the mixing bowl?
Yes. Perched on top of the mixing bowl is a sieve that contains the remnants of fine white sugar.
Okay.
Okay. So what could be R2, please?
You are 10 minutes in. You're doing well.
Shut up.
Is there anything we haven't investigated?
We've looked at the mixing bowl. The picture of us. Can we have a look at the picture of us? Because we're quite vain.
So when you go to examine the picture and the cake stand as well, the picture of you is just a picture of you, as far as you can tell, nothing untoward. The cake stand that it's on top of the cake stand, you can see around a dozen neat lines of white powder on the top tier of the cake stand.
Can I taste them?
Sure. You rub some of the powder into your gums and realize that, unfortunately, it is not Peruvian marching powder. Rather, you've got bicarbonate of soda.
Excellent.
Okay, so we're
Okay.
getting some ingredients.
So we've got bicarbonate of soda in lines, so don't snort that because we'll need it.
Yeah.
How can we open this cupboard, which has got a 5-letter padlock on it? It's got to be to do with these, because out of the 6 of those, I can't count. It's been a long day.
What about blue and pink? BR, blue R2, pink left 3.
BO?
BO, blue O.
Oh, yeah, of course, blue. Yeah, I'm being an idiot. Yeah. So, what do you think that's related to the oven?
Maybe? I don't know.
The cupboard doors? Because, yeah, so the blue one has got 3 on the right, the pink one has got 3 on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything like, if you investigate the cupboard doors, can you pull them out at all or pull them as if they were a combination?
So you can't pull out any of the ones that are stuck shut. There's only one drawer that's currently open, and that's the middle drawer of the 3 that are stacked on the blue island.
Can we push or pull?
Yeah, so you try to pull it, and it doesn't really give at all, but you do push it in, and when you do, on the pink island, you notice that the left hand drawers, the top and the bottom, open.
So can we close the one on the bottom?
Yeah, so you push the bottom one on the pink left-hand side, and then when you do, both oven doors open.
Can we close the blue oven door? I feel like
yeah.
No, it's fine.
So you close the blue oven door, and then when you do, the bottom left drawer on the blue island opens, and also the pink side, the top left drawer opens.
If we close the pink side top left drawer, please. See what we're doing?
So
Yeah, I see.
you close the pink left top drawer, and then when you do, on the blue side, the top left, the middle and the top blue drawers open.
Did we miss the pink oven?
We haven't done the oven yet.
No.
Yeah, the pink oven is currently open.
Yes, let's close that one, please.
Cool. So you close the pink oven, and then the top left drawer on the blue side opens, and the middle drawer on the pink side opens.
So the top left drawer on the blue side, please.
Yeah, so you close the top left on the blue side. When you do, it springs back, and all drawers and ovens open. The final drawer to open is the middle drawer on the pink side on the left.
So I guess we'll open up that one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume can we just investigate and see if there's any of the drawers that we've opened?
You can now look at all the drawers because they're open. Everything is empty except for that last one, the middle drawer in the pink section, and it's got a couple of bags of brown flour.
Mm-mm.
Ooh, I wonder if that's 8 ounces of brown flour, but we'll see.
It would make sense,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, so that's opened up stuff. We still don't have... What else haven't we dealt with? Done all of that.
You're about halfway through.
Oh, no.
Pressure.
No.
Just to add the heat.
Just what we need.
Especially since we need 5 minutes for baking a cake at Fuck Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So better hurry up.
We'll do that. We'll do that in real time as well. We'll just sit here.
Oh, no.
Right. So we still got the tablecloth, which we aren't doing anything with. We could make it into a cape.
Yeah.
Okay. That is now an impressive cape.
There you go. Wonderful. Gingham man.
I really hope that your theme tune is going to be a rendition of Gangnam Style, but it's Gingham Style.
Nailed it. And the picture of us, if we take that out of the frame, I assume it's in a frame. It's a picture of us. It must be framed. There's nothing hidden behind that or anything. Or
no, there is nothing. It's just a plain picture of you in a very plain frame. Paul Hollywood doesn't think that much of you.
No, we don't think much of him.
It's a flattering photograph, if that helps.
Of course.
Got my good side.
Yeah. So the induction hobs don't do anything. We've opened drawers. We established there's nothing in the ovens, didn't we?
Yeah, the ovens are currently empty.
I have no idea.
You say about a sink?
Yes, there is a sink.
Is there anything in there?
It is actually quite a full sink. So in that sink, you've got a a bunch of dirty crockery, some wooden spoons, some used cake tins. There are some spoons, and one of them's got some leftover margarine stuck to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if we use our powers of deduction, the 13 heaped dessert spoons could be margarine, 8 ounces of brown flour, 3 hen's eggs we know, 2 sifted ounces of sugar, because it was a sweet material in the thingy. And then on our cake stand, we've got lines of bicarbonate of soda.
Liz is good at story. I get distracted by shiny things. Okay, so we think we've got the recipe then.
I think we could do, yeah.
Right.
We might need to do some washing up, so
I should do that.
we should.
Yeah. So
Food hygiene and all that.
yeah. Okay, so we have a recipe.
Mm-hmm.
So do we get all the ingredients together?
Yeah.
Because we've got them all from various places, don't we? Like obviously the lines of bicarb, because that's how you store it. So can we collate all of the ingredients together and bung them into the mixing bowl?
Sure. Yeah, you've now got you put them all together, I'm guessing in the quantities outlined in the recipe. And you have a cake batter in a mixing bowl.
Can we just taste the cake batter? Because it's one of the best things to do.
Yeah, you can taste it. It tastes like a cake batter that's made with brown flour and margarine and dubious quantities of eggs and bicarbonate of soda.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Did not enjoy that.
Yeah.
Okay, then I think you said it was a cake tin. So can we bung it in? I don't want to say bung it. That sounds like I'm a terrible chef. Let's decant it into the cake tin and then get it in the... Do we have a preference on oven? Pink is my favourite flavour.
We can put it in pink. Should
Cool.
we have preheated it to fuck yeah? I don't know. It doesn't say to preheat,
No.
so I guess just put it in
It's just
and
a
fuck
really
yeah.
good oven.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So you carefully decant the batter into the cake tin, and you switch the pink oven setting to fuck yeah. But before you put the cake batter into the oven, you do hear a single bang coming from the inside of the lock cupboard to the right.
Oh no.
Does that affect our cake making?
Well, maybe not, but we...
Can we bang back?
You bang back, and you sort of hear a muffled coming from inside the cupboard.
It's probably Mary Berry.
Yeah. How do you spell her name? Because it's a 5-letter word. Is it berry like the fruit, or is it berry like the town?
I think it is berry like the fruit.
I
So
think it's
could that
beefy.
be a code for the padlock? Could we try berry? I'm just assuming Mary Berry is locked in there. 'Cause-
Yeah, so you try BERRY into the lock, and it does not open.
Bollocks.
That's more than 5 letters. Be willing to give that a try? BOLOX.
I'm like, shit, did I just misspell berry?
You have 10 minutes remaining.
Okay. So the cake's in the oven, is that right?
Yeah. You were distracted for a moment by the groaning from inside the cupboard, but the cake can be put into the oven.
I think we should just put the cake in the oven. Then at least it's cooking.
It needs to cool before you can eat it. So 5 minutes to cook it, fuck yeah, and then 5 minutes before Paul Hollywood comes back, and at least we'll have a cake.
Yeah.
So if we pop that in, set a timer for 5 minutes.
Cool.
Okay, so what do we do about the person in the cupboard?
I don't know. They might just be screwed.
Are we able to communicate with the person in the cupboard, or is it just the muffling we're getting from them?
Yeah, you try to strike up a conversation, but all you're getting is sort of and the occasional just bang against the inside.
We have gin.
We do have gin. We didn't actually investigate the gin. I feel like we should have drunk the gin. This might have made this cake better. Shall we go back and have a look at the gin?
Yeah, can we just investigate the random gin bottles, please?
Yeah, so you give the gin a little bit of a sniff, you give it a little bit of a taste, and it does taste way stronger than it should.
Intriguing.
You give it just a little nip, and you instantly feel a little bit ringy-ding-ding.
Is there anything on the labels? Is it?
They're all pretty generic. I'd say sort of supermarket's own value gin.
Okay.
Yeah, Mary Berry's not one for the posh gin. She's a gal.
So it could be flammable. We could burn the whole place down.
Good. Yeah.
You'd be surprised how often that's suggested on this podcast.
Burn it.
Take that, Paul Hollywood. Marquee to the ground.
Would you like a steer?
Yes, that sounds good.
Cool. I would draw your attention back to the recipe.
Oh dear. What have we done?
Could it be as simple as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Oh, for
8, 9,
fuck's sake.
10, 11, 8,
I live for that reaction.
5, 6, 7, 8, TONI.
Nice. Just for the benefit of the listeners, how did you come to that solution?
So we had 13 heaped desert spoons blank, an 8-ounce brown blank, 3 hen's eggs. So the 13th letter of heaped desert spoons gave us a T. The 8th letter of 8-ounce brown something gave us an O. 3 hen's eggs. The 3rd letter gave us an N. 2 sifted ounces. The 2nd letter gave us an I. I think you see where this is going. And then the last one gave us a C.
Nice. So what are you going to do with that?
I think we'll bung that into the padlock that's keeping someone imprisoned.
Cool. So you put in the word tonic into the word lock, and it does pop open. You open the large door to reveal British national treasure, Mary Berry. Wrists and ankles bound with bunting, and she's snoring loudly.
She had a bit too much gin.
She did. So she's bound.
Is there anything else in there with her? Or is she just...
It just looks like it's her.
Can we kind of give her a bit of a slap and then maybe rub some of the cocaine in her mouth to see if that just perks her up a bit?
Sure. So you give her a slap and rub some cocaine in her gums. She does wake up with a start and just starts rambling at you. What's going on? How dare you? I just needed a tot of gin. The bloody fucking Paul must have spiked me with the sweet super gin because I'm positively pissed. If you need my help, you're going to have to sober me up. Good night. And she falls asleep again.
Good thing we already baked the cake.
Why?
I don't know.
So
we're going to have to suffer her up.
Yeah, the cocaine helped. It seemed a little bit, but yeah, it didn't seem to be powerful enough to actually get her completely all the way.
So what is more powerful than cocaine?
For sobering one up.
Yes, we got hot chocolate powder,
Oh, yeah. Oh.
but that's going to put her to sleep, surely.
I mean,
I do like hot chocolate.
it is nice.
Tis. Could we? Does the?
Oh no, there was coffee. We could get her coffee.
Okay, let's get her a coffee.
You make her a coffee and feed it to her, and she sort of starts to wake up, but falls asleep again. It doesn't seem to be strong enough to really get her.
Maybe we should put the cocaine in the coffee.
You want to make cocaine coffee? I feel like we're missing something else.
Probably.
You have about 5 minutes remaining, and your timer on the oven goes bing.
Oh, we better go take the shit cake out.
Yes, let's take the cake out.
Cool. You take the cake out, and it is now cooling on the side.
Can we waft that around Mary's nose, and maybe that'll cake?
So that she'll be offended by the concoction.
Yeah, you give her a bit of a waft, and yeah, the smell of her own cake doesn't really do much for her. Your cocaine and coffee seem to do something, but they weren't quite strong enough.
Okay. How can we make it stronger?
Do we just feed her? Is it instant coffee or is it coffee grounds?
It's instant coffee.
Should we just feed her the granules?
Why not?
She shovels spoonfuls of coffee into the national treasure, Mary Berry's mouth. It still doesn't seem to be enough. The actual caffeine content of that coffee isn't strong enough to wake her up.
Okay. So what else have we forgotten?
What else was in the fridge?
So it was eggs, margarine, some Frank's Red Hot sauce, and some Super MSG.
Oh, let's give it the Super MSG.
Oh, yes.
That's a good shit.
Gotta do it.
Yes.
Super MSG.
Cool. Are you give it to her neat, or are you going to mix it with something?
Well, let's start with it neat, just straight in there.
Cool. So you put a spoonful of Super MSG straight into Mary Berry's gob, and it mixes with the instant coffee and the cocaine that you've already put into her gob, giving her super coffee and super cocaine. So she wakes up, her eyes are bloodshot and pinpricks. She is fully alert, and she looks like she could do 24 hours in a Dutch rave, and then eventually sort of comes to. Well, that was quite a journey. Thank you for sobering me up. That bloody Paul Hollywood, not content with stealing the whole bloody bake-off for himself, he's been trying to get my sponge cake recipe for years, but it looks like he's gotten desperate. Now, will you help me get my revenge? Make the sponge cake as normal. Now, I won't tell you the recipe. You think I'm stupid, but if you figure it out yourself, that's up to the universe. But before you bake it, add a couple of drops of this. And she pulls a little bottle out of her pocket. This will give him what they refer to in the common parlance as the shits. My team will do the rest. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few phone calls to make, and she stumbles out of the bake-off tent. You have 1.5 minutes remaining.
Okay, so we haven't got time to bake another cake.
Let's just glaze it with
Let's
the...
glaze it with it.
Yeah.
So can we like mix up some icing sugar, some water, and some of the shit stuff, and just give it a nice kind of glaze?
Absolutely, yeah. So you mix icing sugar, water, and for all intents and purposes, a big old bottle of laxative, and smear it all over the front of the cake.
Perfect.
It looks lovely.
Okay, so what else now?
I don't know.
Do we need to wait for Mr. Hollywood to appear and give him some cake?
I feel like maybe. He'll probably come and judge us.
Can we put it on the cake thing?
Oh, yes, put it on
the cake stand.
The display.
Yeah, make it look pretty.
Because they judge you on that on Bake Off.
Do they?
I think so. I've never seen it.
So you move over to the gingham altar and you put your cake on the cake stand. And when you do, Paul Hollywood emerges and stands ready for judgment. Without saying another word, he just stares at you and buries his fist into the cake and crams a fistful into his gob. Chews a few times thoughtfully and goes, "Oh, that's bloody lovely, that." But his mirthful mastication is brought to an abrupt end when you hear an unholy gurgling coming from his tum-tum. "Oh, fuck. Oh, crumbs." And Paul Hollywood suddenly doubles over and you hear his trousers split as he pebble dashes the back of the marquee. And with this sudden noise, you hear a cry of, "That's the signal. Go, go." You suddenly see the roof of the marquee split open as former Bake Off hosts Sue and Mel rappel down to the floor, completely bedecked in like riot gear, and grab Paul in a headlock. Mary Berry then emerges from the shadows and lights a cigarette. "Top work, bakers. We've been needing to subdue this slippery fuck for months. Your cake is definitely giving him a soggy bottom. He won't work in this marquee again. You can stand down. We'll take it from here." She leads you out of the marquee and you take a few steps into the gorgeous sunshine on the rolling green hills before coming to a dead stop because you realise that each of you has a single laser dot aimed at your forehead. To be continued, and you've solved my puzzle. Congratulations.
Hey!
Just in time.
With 39 seconds to spare. I shit you not. That was good. Very well done. Very well done to the both of you. That was great. Great skills. And you saved the day.
Well, no, Liz saved the day. I just picked up what she said and ran with it.
Usually how we operate.
It is normally how it goes.
What is your website? What is your social handles for people to come and say hi?
So we are reviewtheroom.co.uk. On Instagram, we are reviewtheroom.co.uk. On Facebook, I think we just Review the Room.
Excellent. We'll put all the links in the show notes as well. So please go and say hi and tell them that you love them and you also love us. So that's it for this episode. Come and join us at the... Fuck, I haven't thought of a name for the pub. At the Soggy Bottoms Up. We will have a drink and a little chat about the room, what we just did. Massive thanks to Gord and Liz. Please check them out at Review the Room for all of your UK and sometimes international escape room review needs. Don't forget, if you like this episode, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your grandma, write it on your chest and run down the street naked until you get arrested so that everyone knows who we are and what we do. And don't forget, if you're on Spotify, you can comment on episodes. You can tell us about what you liked, what you didn't like, ask us questions, or just scream obscenities into the void. I like reading them and they make me feel happy. We love you lots, and we'll see you next time on The Infinite Escape Room. Bye-bye.
Oh, goodbye.
Bye.